Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is Vlogmas day 13, still going, still a video every day, which is a bit of a surprise given my upload history before Vlogmas. So today I wanted to do a video about why I started using this budget method. So I started this method when I was a teenager. I used to use plain envelopes that you post a letter in, and I used to use snap-lock bags and bank bags. That's what I used to do. Little did I know, it was the thing. It was just how I needed to do it. My third ever job that I had, I used to get paid monthly. So I used to do a lot then because I used to divide my money up into 4 different weeks. That was the only way that I could do it. And obviously it was a little bit easier then. I was living at home and I didn't have many expenses. But as I've continued on in life, I was married for nearly 10 years and it was a very toxic relationship, and he was very financially controlling, so a lot of that went out the window during that time. But since I've been on my own, which has been nearly 13 years now, I have loosely followed this method continually. Like I said, I didn't know it was such a big thing and so many people did it. I thought it was just something that made sense to me. I didn't really know anyone else that did it. And then just before my cat had surgery, I was struggling week to week. I had enough income, I had plenty of income. We shouldn't have been struggling as much as we were. And I found that I was wasting so much money. So I came across the Budget Mum through somebody that I follow on YouTube, completely unrelated to budgeting. Just she happened to mention that she was following the Budget Mum, and I checked it out and I fell in love with all her products. The method, even though the method was pretty much what I was doing anyway, loosely, sometimes a lot more strict, but this gave me a set plan, something to follow, all the sheets that I needed, not just my handwritten scribbles on a blank piece of paper or a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet that I'd done. This gave me actual proper sheets that I could print out that were exactly what I needed. There were lots of things that I hadn't thought about that now completely made sense to me. And with the sinking fund method, where you take the bill or the amount that you need and you divide it by so many weeks, it's kind of what I was doing anyway. But I found that doing it, following this actual step-by-step plan, I stuck to it. And I had my pretty envelopes and I wrote my amounts on it. And once I wrote my amount on it, then I was very hesitant to take that money out unless it was something that was really important. So I started saving. I was doing really well. I wasn't saving all my change then. I was just saving my $2 coins, which really added up. And I had gotten back to using a bit of cash. I was using the card quite a bit, but a lot of my stuff I was still using with cash. And then my cat had to have surgery. So I had to drain all my savings. It was an absolute disaster. It was so expensive, but he's our baby and I don't regret doing it at all. It's ended up costing probably about $8,500 all up. The surgery itself was a bit over $5,000. But the aftercare, I was not given enough instructions at the time that that's how much it was going to cost. Like I said, it doesn't change anything. I still would have done it. I don't regret anything. He's a beautiful, happy cat and I don't regret it at all. But it has had a massive impact on our family and our situation. So that was when I really got into the saving every dollar, being really careful about what we buy in the groceries. I was the kind of person that you would go and you would spend, still within my budget. I would have a budgeted amount, but it was more than we needed. And we would waste so much stuff. By the end of the week, it would get thrown out. The way that I do it now, I very rarely have anything that's ever thrown out. And I will do my shop each week. And obviously now that the cost of living has gone up so much, we spend our budget every week. We struggle to stick within our budget. And whereas before, say 8 months ago, I would be a little bit under and I try to have a little bit left over. And then during the week, I would go and top up on bread and milk and things like that I didn't want to waste, or I didn't want to buy and then find that we didn't need them. Whereas now I tend to not have any left over at the end of the week. But yeah, that's sort of just how we've been doing it. But I very rarely have any waste whatsoever. I shop the pantry before I go to the supermarket and I work out what I don't like, things that I've got. Whereas before I would just go to the supermarket and, oh, we need this and we need pasta and we need rice. And then I get home and it's like, oh, we didn't need that. Whereas now the budget's tight and I don't buy anything that we don't need. We still manage to have some treats, but I definitely meal plan for the next week. I don't necessarily meal plan every single day. I just go, okay, we're going to have these particular meals and we choose when we feel like having those during the week as we're going. There's obviously sometimes if there's leftovers or there's certain things that need to be eaten by a certain date, we'll have those before then. But I found if I do a set meal plan and write it Monday through to Friday, come Thursday, the kid's like, oh, I don't want that this week, or I don't want that tonight. So we choose to have that on Saturday night instead. We play sport as well, so that obviously has to come into it as well. But yeah, I find it just to be, do the meal planning for what I'm buying at the supermarket, but then it's a bit loose with what days we have what. So I've just found with this method, I'm much more likely to stick to the amounts that I have in each envelope and not overspend. So that's just been amazing. With things like my $5 challenge, obviously I've been using lately the money going into my savings envelopes. But what I used to do was every $5 that I came across, I didn't spend it. At the end of the week, if I had a $5 note left in my grocery envelope, that went straight into my $5 challenge, and it adds up so quickly. But yeah, I'm not using that one as much now. I'm doing more of my envelopes. Once I've done my vacation, because it's so tight with the saving for that, then it just seems to be how I save. I struggle in the lead up and then I buckle down at the end and I always get there. I find it from somewhere and it works. It's a lot more stressful, but I'm trying to change my ways. It's been too late for my daughter's birthday. It was too late for Christmas and it is too late for my vacation. The ship's already sailed and we're doing it last minute, but it's fine. It'll work out. It always does. As of 2023, that will be different. I feel much more confident now with my budgeting, now that I'm religiously doing this method, that it's easy, so much easier to save for things. And when you think that you don't have any money left over, it's amazing. $10 here and $5 there. And my loose change, I usually just keep in my loose change every week and adding it to my money box. At the end of the month, lately, I've been having at least $40, very, very close to $40 each week in coin left over, which would just be money that would go in my purse and I would spend it on buying a drink from Macca's, getting a coffee, buying something while we're out and about. The kids would want this, the kids would want that. Can we go to the drive-through? And it's just little bits here and there, and all of a sudden there's $40. $40 in my vacation budget makes a massive difference. My Etsy shop's doing really well, and I so appreciate everybody that has supported me and bought something from me. It's been really crazy the last couple of weeks, but this week I will definitely be adding some more savings challenges and some different bits and pieces, some monthly challenges that will be going up for next year. So I can't wait to have those in my store, and hopefully everybody enjoys them as much as I do. I find little mini savings challenges for people that are on a low budget are amazing. So I've seen some of the, like I said, I follow the Budget Mummies where I've got my inspiration from, and I've now created some of my own savings challenges and trackers and bits and pieces that I can use. But she has been so helpful in getting me on track. I just am so grateful, and she's just amazing. Go and follow her if you don't. Her budgeting method allows you to pay off your debt, still live your life, and do everything on a low income, and there's no judgment. Her method can be changed to be used for anybody's situation. When I first started to found that, just before I found the Budget Mum, I'd seen some Dave Ramsey and a few other different methods, and they were so harsh and so hard, and it's not something that I would ever been able to stick to. Yeah, I really think that when you're a low income budgeter, it's really disheartening when you follow some of the people online that have got lots of money. I even still find it now. Some weeks when I'm stuffing my envelopes, I've got $50 and that's all I've got left. And I find it hard sometimes when I see people stuffing $700 a week, and I'm getting by with making my savings challenge go up by $10 a week. And to me, that's exciting at the time. And then I watch someone else's video and it's like, they're doing $100 and they're doing $50. And it can be disheartening, but it's amazing when you do it for a long period of time, how quickly it all adds up. And I think that's the thing. Everybody's budget's different. I've tried to come at it from my videos so that people can see with a low income that you can still, if you try really hard and you don't spend your money on things that you don't need, you really can afford a nice family vacation. But it means that we have trade-offs, you know. We don't have takeaway a lot. We don't do a lot of extra things. We don't go to the movies. We don't go to mini golf. Like, we do they're special occasions kind of things, not an everyday. When we only go out for dinner lately, we've been going out when it's someone's birthday. We don't go out any other time. But my kids are okay with that because they know that we're saving for a vacation, and that's the trade-off, where we still have treats in the groceries, and we still have fun. We do things, but we do things that don't cost a fortune. I think being a single mum of 4 kids for so long, that my kids have sort of learnt that it's definitely still, it's still doable to do on a low income. They're all great budgeters now, themselves. They'll be at the supermarket and they'll be buying something, and they'll kind of look at 2 products that are almost the same, and they'll go, oh, well, we'll get this one because it's, $2 cheaper. And some people see that as tight, and, there's certain things that I will buy the more expensive brand. I will not compromise on. But other things, it doesn't matter. We buy a cheaper brand of toilet paper, which is still really good quality. Quality of toilet paper I will not compromise on. But it is $9.90 for a 24 pack of toilet paper. And, I was paying that price for 8 rolls. Like, that's a massive savings over 12 months on something that it's irrelevant. It's not something that makes a big difference. But when it comes to like the potato chips we buy, we all have our preferences of what we like, but we buy them when they're on sale, now that everything's so expensive. But I will not buy a cheaper brand that I don't really particularly like. I will buy it when it's on special, and I will, so we'll compromise with that, but we won't buy a cheaper brand because that's the particular one that we like. So there's certain things that we will, we'll try and get a cheaper option, but, and I think that's the whole thing with this budget is, some of them are like, you pay your debt, you do everything so that you are debt free, and then you can have fun. And I think that's really hard for someone like me that is on such a low income, and we don't get to do a lot of big vacations and a lot of expensive things. So I feel that if I just did that, then, you know, and you work on having, I know I need to have my emergency fund. I've been caught out so many times in the past without having one that I know how important that it is to have it. So that will definitely be seeing my emergency fund coming back in next week in my cash stuffing. But yeah, I think it is a balance between paying off debt as fast as you can, still living your life, and saving and making sure that you're set up for the future. And I've really, really tried hard at doing that. And my children have all got money put aside for an emergency, and they're all doing really well. So I feel like I've passed that information on. As far as side hustles go as well, I'm a believer that there are lots of ways that you can earn extra money, but I will not compromise time with my family. I would prefer to go without certain things and spend time with my kids than work extra and work a second job and not have the time with my children. That may come later, and I may choose to do that later, but at the moment, this is what works for us. And I think that's the thing. Some people, you just have to work out what works for you. And this cash method, the zero-based budget, which is what I do, that works perfectly for our family. And like I said, I still tweak things slightly and do what works for us. And some of my envelopes I'm a little bit flexible with, like my emergency fund. I will put money into my emergency fund and I will take money out of it for something that is important. It's not necessarily an emergency, but it is something that is important and I need the cash for. And then I start again. It's kind of how I've worked it. I can't wait till I can get to the point where I can have $1,000 saved that is just there, that will not be touched and will not be used for anything for an emergency, but I'm not quite there yet. But yeah, I'm happy if anyone would like to message me and I can help you get started with the zero-based budget. I will be working on some of my own worksheets and things, how I've tweaked it slightly myself. But like I said, the Budget Mum is amazing. I will link her below, and she has a free resource library, which is what I have used. I have bought a few of her products when I've been able to afford it, but majority of her products that I use are free, and it's in her free resource library. You just sign up, put your email in, and you have access to that, and you can download them as many times as you want. And any of the sheets that you need to get started are all there. So I get, please go and check that out, because it's amazing. She's brilliant, and definitely go and follow her. She's great. Now, before I'm finished, I will show you my Christmas savings challenge, which I have just finished. Actually, I'll show you my new one that's in my Etsy store. So these are the savings challenges that I've created and put in my Etsy store. So these ones are 25 envelopes. I'll show you, get a cross section of the envelopes. So the tracker, I'll show you this one. This is my Christmas one that I've literally just finished. So all these envelopes, so there's 25 envelopes in the container, and it will come to 375 when you finish. Then each envelope is got a different dollar value. So one is $5, 18 is $20. So and it equals 375. You can also purchase them with a blank, and then these are all blank, so you can fill them in yourself if this is not enough. But I find this is a nice small amount that I can work towards, and then I start again. Once I've finished, I'll start again. So I've just finished my Christmas one in time for Christmas, and then once I get over my vacation, I'll start that one again. And I'll also do another one for my vacation as well, because of this $375, only $60 was budgeted for out of my regular income for Christmas. The rest of them were bonus money that I found, $5 here and $10 there, transferred some of my coins into notes and put them in there. So $315 was literally just bonus money that I found from, like, you know, it was just money that was left over, roll over at the end of the week, bits and pieces that was not budgeted, that more than likely, had I not started this, would have ended up just being wasted. So it's amazing how just little bits and pieces add up. So this is available in my Etsy store. This one is actually available at the moment, pinks and purples, and they're all really cute little envelopes. And then it comes with the tracker as well. But in the next few weeks, there'll be a lot more designs available for that as well. So thank you once again for watching my Vlogmas series. If you can leave me maybe a cat emoji in the comment below, and I'll know that you watched it till the end. I'd love it if you could subscribe to my channel, and if you could like this video if you enjoyed it or found it useful, and please come back and watch my video for tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Bye.